Welcome to Epic Tales. Today we are gonna see about top 10 weirdest creatures underwater. Let's start the countdown. This fish is an example of the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. The Atlantic wolffish may look scary and aggressive, but it is actually very shy most of the time. It has learned how to produce its own internal antifreeze, which allows it to live in very cold conditions. The wolffish is found throughout Central and South America, and can live in anything from drainage ditches to larger rivers. The teeth in these fishes are aligned as the dagger-like teeth of a pike or the serrated edges of a shark's tooth. These are perfect for preventing prey from escaping. Like the Rapaima, wolffish can breathe air to make up for low oxygen levels in the water. The bizarre fact is, wolffishes are more ferocious than piranhas. Blue dragon, scientifically called as Glaucus atlanticus, is a species of small, blue sea slug, a shell-less gastropod mollusk in the family Glaucidae. It can grow up to 1.2 inches, which is 3 centimeters long. Blue glaucus eat large and venomous prey, such as the Portuguese man-o'-war and the blue button jelly. They store their prey's stinging cells in their bodies to later use against predators. Like other sea slug species, the blue glaucus isn't venomous by itself. These sea slugs float upside down by using the surface tension of the water to stay up, where they are carried along by the winds and ocean currents. Hairy-chested Yeti crab is the third known group of Yeti crabs, which is discovered in the Pacific Ocean in 2005. These crabs live near the very hot hydrothermal vents in Antarctica, which make their life a constant adventure, as one wrong move could mean being boiled or frozen. The hair which gives this crab its name is not just scary but also practical. They actually eat the tiny microbes and bacteria that grow on it. They usually grows under an inch to half a foot in length. More than 8,500 feet deep underwater, the thriving communities of Yeti crabs can be found, living in environments harsher than any of their relatives. Rapaima live in very dirty water, mainly in the basin of the Amazon River. This fish is huge and can grow up to 4.5 meters long. They have massive mouths and can catch not only a relatively large fish, but even a bird, when cruising on the surface. The species is among the largest known freshwater fish, which may weigh up to 200 kilograms. To survive, this fish developed a special swim bladder and needs to come to the surface regularly to gulp air. The fish have flexible armor-like scales, made up of a hard mineralized outer layer, and a tough but flexible inner layer, that help protect it from attacks by piranhas. Let's see about the genius of deep. Wait, what? Scratch that. Yeah, this is sea pig. These animals are not rare, but they got into our selection for their weird appearance. They live in all of the world's oceans, but usually so deep that most of us will never see them. They play an essential role in the world's ecosystem by basically cleaning the ocean. They spend their whole life walking on the ocean floor and eating whatever they find, from decaying plants to dead animals. It is scientifically called as scottoplanes and can be as big as up to 15 centimeters long. Although the limbs on their head looks like antennae, the structures on the top of the sea pig's head are actually feet. Chimeera live in all the world's oceans, except the Antarctic. They're found at depths ranging from 200 to 2,600 meters. Chimeras are closely related to sharks, skates, and rays. But they diverged from their shark relatives around 400 million years ago. Due to the rabbit-like appearance, they got the nickname, rabbit fish. Adult Chimeera can range from 60 to 200 centimeters in length and the mass will be 2.9 kg. They feed mainly on bottom-dwelling invertebrates, such as crabs and mollusks. There are currently 50 recognized species in this genus. In Greek mythology, the Chimeera was a monstrous fire-breathing hybrid creature. Red-lipped batfish is a very strange-looking fish which can be easily recognized by its bright red lips. It really looks like this fish is wearing lipstick. They also have a very unique way of walking on the bottom of the ocean using their modified fins. On the top of the batfish's head, there is a special body part that extends outward called an elysium. The batfish uses the elysium as a way to lure prey near them. This fish is scientifically called Isogocephalus darwini, and found around the Galapagos Islands and off Peru at depths of 3 to 76 meters. The red-lipped batfish are basically invertivore, and can reach up to 40 centimeters in length. Axolotls, also known as the Mexican walking fish, is a neotenic salamander related to the tiger salamander. It is scientifically called as Ambystoma mexicanum, and this alien-looking species is not a fish, but an amphibian. Axolotls can grow up to 23 centimeters and are originally found in several lakes, such as Lake Xochimilco underlying Mexico City. Axolotls are long-lived, surviving up to 15 years on a diet of mollusks, worms, insect larvae and some fish. Accustomed to being a top predator in its habitat, this species has begun to suffer from the introduction of large fish into its lake habitat. Due to decreasing population, the conservation status of this species is critically endangered. Unlike humans, it has the superpower of regenerating its limbs, spinal cord, heart, and other organs. The goblin shark is often called a vampire shark, because it doesn't like light and prefers living deep in the sea. Although it looks very freaky, it's not as scary as it seems. These are most commonly found off the coasts of Japan, and live up to 30 to 35 years. It has the ability to distend its jaw way out of its body to catch the prey, and snap it back to get the food. The upper jaw has 35 to 53 long, narrow, finely grooved lengthwise teeth, the lower 31 to 62. Goblin sharks can grow from 9.8 to 20 feet, which weighs up to 460 pounds. This shark is absolutely not interested in people, and mainly eats fish, crabs, and mollusks. And, unlike other sharks, this one is a pretty bad swimmer. Blobfish, which is called as Cycrolutes marsidus, takes the top position in our list because of ranking first as the ugliest species in our world. The blobfish doesn't have bones, teeth, or much muscle either. This is why they have a very slow lifestyle and spend their whole life crawling along the sea floor sucking small sea creatures like shellfish or crabs. Blobfish are typically shorter than 30 centimeters. In its normal habitat, which is 2,000 to 4,000 feet underwater, the pressure there makes it look like any ordinary fish. But as it is brought up to the surface, the pressure of the water decreases and the blobfish begins to lose its shape. You may all have a question now. Can we eat blobfish? With no muscle, the fish are not edible to humans, as you would be eating mostly a big blob of gelatin.